Discipline is beautiful. They tell you it's peace, freedom, control. They say it's the path to a better life, but that's a lie. Discipline is not peaceful. It's not clean. It's not soft. Discipline is violence turned inward. It's the act of killing your comfort. Every single day, it's the slow execution of who you were, so that who you must become can breathe. That's not peace, that's war. Discipline doesn't make you feel good. It makes you feel empty. Because every time you choose discipline, you bury something you love. Laziness, pleasure, distraction, softness. And the more disciplined you become, the more you lose touch with what normal people call happiness. That's the dark side no one tells you about. The price of mastery is isolation from mediocrity. The disciplined man walks alone, not because he wants to, but because no one else can handle that level of control. You think you want discipline, you don't. You want results. You want admiration. You want the crown, not the bleeding hands that built it. Discipline is not a gift. It's a curse you choose. A curse that whispers every morning, do it again, even when you're exhausted, even when it doesn't matter, even when no one sees. That's what separates men of purpose from men of excuses. The disciplined don't wait for motivation. They crawl through boredom, through exhaustion, and they do it anyway. People love to romanticize discipline. They call it focus. They call it consistency. But the truth is, discipline is obsession wearing a suit. It's addiction with a direction. It's madness that happens to produce results. Because once you taste control, real control, you'll never settle for chaos again. You won't need dopamine. You won't need validation. You'll just need the next repetition, the next battle, the next victory over yourself. That's the part no one posts on social media. But the emptiness that comes after success, the silence after the applause, the hole that opens when discipline becomes your identity. There's a darkness to mastery, because discipline kills the part of you that enjoys mediocrity. But it also kills the part of you that enjoys anything. When you spend years chasing control, you stop knowing what it feels like to be free. Every meal is planned. Every hour is measured. Every thought is filtered through purpose. You don't live. You execute. You don't rest. You reload. You don't dream. You calculate. They're not happy. They're not at peace. They're addicted to progress. And there's no rehab for that. But here's the paradox. That darkness is necessary. Because only when you sacrifice comfort can you build something indestructible. Weak men avoid pain. Strong men use it. The weak chase balance. The strong chase dominance. That's why the disciplined are feared, because nothing controls them. Not hunger, not lust, not fear, not failure. They are beyond persuasion, beyond panic, beyond pleasure. You can't break a man who already broke himself on purpose. People ask, how do I become disciplined? The answer, lose something that matters. Pain is the birthplace of discipline. You won't find it in books, or routines, or podcasts. You'll find it the day you decide that nothing will stop you. Not comfort, not fear, not exhaustion, not love, not not even yourself. Discipline begins when emotion dies. When you stop waiting to feel like it and start doing it because you said you would. Every time you resist an impulse, you kill a weakness. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you forge a weapon. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you've become something terrifying. A man who does what he says. That's what makes discipline dark. Because once you taste that kind of power, you stop being normal. You stop being human in the way most people are. You won't relate to small talk. You won't understand laziness. You'll look at the world and see one truth. Most people are slaves to their own feelings. You are not, and that makes you dangerous. Every god, every conqueror, every emperor was shaped by this same shadow. Leonidas, Achilles, Alexander, Caesar. They were all possessed by discipline, by the obsession to perfect what no one else dared to begin. They didn't train because they wanted to. They trained because they couldn't not. That's what separates the disciplined from the motivated. Motivation dies when it hurts. Discipline begins there. So if you feel exhausted, numb, detached, good, that means you're doing it right. You're becoming immune to the noise. You're shedding weakness like dead skin. Because discipline isn't about balance. It's about becoming the kind of man who can't be moved. You'll be misunderstood. You'll be labeled cold. You'll be called obsessive. But you'll also be free. Because freedom isn't doing what you want. It's mastering yourself so deeply that nothing owns you. That's why the dark side of discipline is not something to fear. It's something to respect. It's the part of the path where you stop chasing pleasure and start chasing power. It's lonely. It's brutal. It's relentless. But that's where transformation lives. That's where gods are made. So remember this. Discipline will take everything from you. It will take your comfort, your distractions, your excuses, your softness. It will isolate you from the weak. It will bury your emotions. It will demand blood. But what it gives back is everything the weak spend their whole lives praying for. Clarity, control, power. The ability to command yourself like a king commands an army. That's the real freedom. That's the real peace. Not the absence of pain, but mastery over it. Discipline is not light. It's darkness harnessed, and only those who learn to live inside it ever walk out immortal.